there was one day when she was like, hey, I got a note for you. And it was a really good note, but I could not tell her it was really good at that moment. I was like, uh-huh. And I walked away and I was like, shit, that was good. And I went to the actor. I was like, hey, so it was great to have her.
I think that it's like, it is really good to have that sort of relationship. And I think that I feel like if we have one thing to say to filmmakers, it's like,
we're going to 7 parties tonight, bro.
You should take it easy. Don't get Kunle into any trouble. That boy's black excellence.
Oh, come on. We only gonna have 5 minutes when we get back to pregame, change, and leave.
Sean, what? Where's Carlos? There's an unconscious white girl in our living room.
What?
Hey, it's Jim Alexander with Real Talker. Well, I'm glad that you guys are in the same place together. That makes things more lively and real in this digital age.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. And not on just a little Zoom computer. Yeah.
It means we're coming together, more so in every way. I was curious too. I was thinking about this. You guys started with the short, but you guys offer two different perspectives in a sense. Obviously, the Mexican-American, African-American. Do you guys think you could have wrote this film and done it individually, or you needed each other for this? Because I could imagine the different perspectives of growing up and culturally you both could have shared to make the original short story together. How important was that to have these two different kind of cultural backgrounds, but also similarity in kind of understanding what it is to be like, from in a sense, not be the white American?
Yeah, I mean, we're both people of color, and I think that the beauty for me and KD working together is we have different sensibilities of film and things like that, but we complement each other, I think, really well. She has a perspective that I don't have, and I have a perspective that she doesn't have. So bringing that together paints, I feel, a fuller picture of the experience in a good way. And I also like to think that sort of synergy that we have and having differences of perspectives translates to Sean and Kunle, in a way. They have difference, but they come together and work together and are friends in a beautiful way. It's complex, we like different movies. We like different types of stuff.
I feel like we talk about like our inspirations and stuff, and I'm always like, I talk about like Shaun of the Dead being one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And
I'm over here like Y Tu Mama Tambien.
Yeah, I love that too. I think that the thing that is great about this is like I really love working in like the dark comedy thriller side of things. And I think that one thing that Carey's really great at is grounding things emotionally and also grounding things in the world and the space, and like really like taking it seriously is the thing that was the key to making a movie like this work in a lot of ways. Because like, I think that if it were shot by someone else, like it could have veered off into like being a bit cynical or being a bit like,
it's a very delicate balance.
Yeah. And you got to stay vulnerable. And like, that's the thing I mean, also as a writer, it's always very appealing to have a collaborator in your director, because I think that can be rare in features. I think it's more common in television to have the open conversation where the writer is like a producer and stuff. But like, I think that we talked throughout like the entire process of me writing it. Like I would call him and I would pitch him stuff and we would just talk about it, and then I would go away, I would write it, and I would just like, and that's such a great and rare relationship to be able to have with a director. And then also like, I'm on set and I'm like promising not to bother. I'm like, I'm not going to bother you, Carey. I promise. I'll give you your space. But then like, occasionally I'll be like, hello.
Yeah. I have to say there is that like, when the writer comes to set, like when she came to set, I was like, oh, because you're like, it's our baby together, but it's really like the genesis of it is from KD. So it's like, I want to make sure I'm like getting that thing right. And so you have this sense of like, oh man, but KD was like there and she's like, I'm here if there's any other like
Problem solving, you know,
any other thought. And there was one day when she was like, hey, I got a note for you. And it was a really good note, but I could not tell her it was really good at that moment. I was like, uh-huh. And I walked away and I was like, shit, that was good. And I went to the actor, I was like, hey. So it was great to have her.
I think that it's like, it is really good to have that sort of relationship. And I think that I feel like if we have one thing to say to filmmakers, it's like writers and directors should talk to each other more. I honestly think there's so much that you can bring.
Collaboration is key. That's just the bottom line.
Well, you guys did a fantastic job and hope you guys work again. So let's keep this going.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys.
911, what is the nature of your emergency?
151 rum in a blunt, young